Instead of some water. Maybe the music is too loud. But I like PoE music. Also, I should add this to my old video thing. Too loud, too loud, too loud. I'm just here chilling. I want to read this. All of this. So yeah, let's start with Kalandra Challenge. Challenge leagues are a great opportunity for a fresh start in a new economy. All of your old characters and items are still present in standard and hardcore leagues, but you're encouraged to join the new leagues, complete challenges, and demonstrate your mastery of Path of Exile. In the Kalandra Challenge League, you will travel to the mirror lake that granted Kalandra her powers of reflection. Her lake itself has the power to reflect entire encounters from elsewhere in rare class. As you explore the lake, these reflections emerge from its mirrored surface. As you play through the lake, you will occasionally encounter a set of columns protruding from the ground, with a mirrored tablet on top. This tablet invites you to construct a custom set of encounters at the Lake of Kalandra, offering a series of different reflections to place in whatever layout you wish. Each of these reflections represents an encounter that you must defeat when you next travel to the lake. As you push further out onto the lake's shroud waters, you will find each encounter to be more difficult, but more rewarding. This difficulty value counts up by 1 for each location away from the entrance the encounter is. To manipulate this, there are occasional options that can be chosen which allow you to move and swap the entrance, reflections, and water tiles on the tablet. Additionally, as you progress through the league, you'll be able to unlock special abilities that let you manipulate the options you have available on each tablet. If you don't like any of the choices available to you, you can earn the ability to skip picking one entirely. The next ability is even stronger. It lets you reroll the list of options so that you can immediately pick another one. Finally, you can earn the ability to exile a choice entirely. Exile. For the rest of this tablet, that choice will no longer appear. Once you reach maps, you'll be able to itemize your mirrored tablets, so that they don't have to be played immediately. They can be stored for later or traded other players. Among the many rewards you can find at the lake is a way of acquiring a new variation of rare jewelry. Some Reflecting Mist offers you 2 rings or amulets, perfect mirror copies of each other except that on each item, a set of mods is entirely negated, having a detrimental impact on your character. All of the mods on these items are scaled up to much higher values than they would normally be. You may pick only one of these items to take from the lake. A rare version of this reward can also be found that allows you to bring your own ring or amulet, distorting and reflecting it with the same crafting process. It will certainly be tempting to gamble with some of your best jewelry to try to double the values that really matter for your build, and negate the ones you don't care about. With 3.19, there are standard, hardcore, and solo found variations in the Lake of Kalandra Challenge League available. They have the same core mechanics and items. You can create private leagues versions of these leagues with mods that make the game harder. The new Challenge League includes a set of 40 new challenges with microtransaction rewards for completing challenges. That's a record. 3 minutes 20 seconds, and I fucking yawned. These rewards are only obtainable in this league and will be reviewed in an upcoming news post. New content and features. Added a new intelligence skill gem. Galvanic Field applies a buff boosting chance to shock. When you shock an enemy while you have this buff, creates a spherical field of energy attached to the shocked enemy for a duration, which will damage it and other nearby enemies with beams of light. The strength of the field depends on the magnitude of shock affecting the enemy when it is created. Added a new intelligence skill gem. Lightning Conduit. Lightning strikes all shocked enemies around the target location, then removes shock from those enemies. Shocks cannot expire on enemies in range while casting this spell. Cannot be supported by Spell Cascade or Unleash. Added a new intelligence support gem. So it's skill, support, skill. Overcharge supports any skill that hits enemies, granting them a chance to shock but causing them to deal less damage. Supported skills shock enemies as though dealing more damage. Oh, cool. Okay. Added a new dexterity skill gem. So here in the overcharge, you actually you create bigger shocks. Alchemist's Mark curses a single enemy, granting flash charges when you hit them and creating burning ground under them if your heat ignites them, and caustic ground if it poisons them. Damage modifiers do not apply to these ground effects, you can only have one mark at a time. 14 new unique items, 15 new divination cards, 5 new ring-based types, Atlas memories, very cool. New core game mechanic in maps, you will very rarely find a memory item, which represents a set of memories that an NPC has about their past. Each successive map in the sequence gets more difficult and rewarding as the memories intensify. Dude, I have to do some cardio today. I'm struggling here to breathe. There is extremely rare foil versions, yet a master has returned. There is the reflective oil, which can be used to anoint mirrored items. When buying items from a vendor or using a crafting bench, currency items are now taken from your character's inventory and any stash have opened in the current stance. Currency items are now taken from your character's inventory and any stash tabs you have open in the current instance. Followed by the first of your stash tab with the currency affinity set, your currency stash tab, your leftmost non-specialized stash tab. Continue to incrementally improve the sound, artifacts, and environments. I love that. League content reworks. Arch Nemesis. We have been re-examining what role rare and magic monsters have in Path of Exile, regarding how often you should encounter rare and magic monsters, how difficult they should be to kill, and how rewarding their deaths should be. Previously, League content made fights hard by spawning a lot of rare monsters, in some cases 6 to 8 times the normal rate of rare monsters. Now that we have better mods available to make fights against rare monsters individually challenging, we have gone through the whole game and normalized the rate that rare monsters are spawned. Some leagues had quite large reductions in spawn rate. You won't encounter situations with dozens of rare monsters at once anymore. Where necessary, we have rebalanced rewards to compensate. In addition, Arch Nemesis modifiers have had their rewards reviewed. The number of mods directly correlates to increased item drop bonuses, and powerful modifiers that show up in the 3rd and 4th mod slots use a new reward conversion system that stacks with the other drop bonuses and with player item rarity and quantity. Details. Spoiler, that's what I want to see. Lower the number of rare and magic monsters encountered through various league encounters. You spawned in the Summit, Gardens, and Basilica map boss encounters. Spawned in Doriani's Machinario, and the number of rare and magic monsters spawned in the Coward's Trial. Assembled Metamorphs no longer summon minions at various life thresholds. Oh. The ritual tribute from sacrificing rare monsters has been increased to compensate for the reduced number of rare monsters not spawned. The immune response Atlas notable passive skill now causes blight encounters in your maps to spawn 50% more non-unique monsters, previously 100%. Causes blight monsters in your maps to spawn 100% faster, previously 150%. So yeah, many balances that reflect what it was described here. Speakable offensive. So we have notable skills here. Maps, some of the more powerful. Oh yeah, this. If you defeat a monster with the Corruptor mod, all of its drops become corrupted. The Solaris Touched mod converts all of its item drops to maps. The Kitaba Touched mod will cause the rarity of its drops to be upgraded by 1 tier, so magic becomes rare, rare becomes unique, etc. If you're lucky, you can find these conversion modifiers on both the 3rd and 4th mod of a rare monster. This causes them to stack together. So if you kill a 4 mod rare monster with both the Entangler and Kitaba Touch mods on it, its heavily juiced drops will also be converted to jewels with their rarity upgraded by a tier. Due to the high amount of inherent item rarity that 4 mod monsters have, this may result in several unique jewels. This conversion system is fully compatible with your rare item rarity and quantity bonuses, as well as the drop bonuses from all other Nemesis modes. The Valley of Darkness Atlas Key. Okay, yeah. Magic monsters have a restricted list of Nemesis modifiers compared to rare monsters, but this list still includes many modifiers which can spawn threats external to the monsters themselves, such as ground effects or volatile orbs. These external threats can feel overwhelming to the magic monsters being more numerous than rare monsters. We have toned down the modifiers that can spawn on magic monsters so that more of them are stat-based bonuses that aren't too spammy. All monsters in an instance that are the same or very similar will have the same magic monster modifier rather than roll a different action modifier for each monster. Details. Following monster modifiers can no longer appear on magic monsters that aren't impacts. Consecrator, Flame Strider, Frost Strider, and Storm Strider. The Corpse Detonator, Ice Prison, and Mirror Image monster modifiers can no longer appear on magic monsters. Cool. Magic monster, the Storm Strider modifier no longer trigger Lightning Mirage when hit. Oh, yes! Yes! Flame Strider, no more Inferno Bolt. Frost Strider, no more Snow Bolt. Sentinel, no longer trigger Delayed Reckoning when hit. Assassin, no longer teleport to distant enemies, creating a small cloud. Is that Jesus? Following arch enemies modifiers have been renamed to make their functions slightly more clear from their name. Evocationist has been renamed to Prismatic. Dynamo has been renamed to Electrocuting. Problem: monsters with block chance generally take a small percentage of incoming damage when they block rather than no damage at all. Prevent blocking feeling too punishing for players. However, arch enemies modifiers the grant block chance prevent 100% of blocked damage. Solution: monsters with Sentinel and Benevolent Guardian arch enemies modifiers now take 20% of damage from hits they block. Okay, that's fair. That's good. Beyond had several issues. Firstly, its art was 8 years old and outdated. Secondly, the number of magic and rare monsters spawned was so much higher than the rest of the game that it provided a gigantic amount of experience and items to players who stacked it heavily. It was mostly irrelevant to everyone else. The number of rare spawned also caused problems with Archneum's modifiers. The Scourge have taken over the realm of the Beyond Demons. Summoning monsters from Beyond will now summon Scourge monsters and bosses. We have completely rebalanced the rate that Beyond monsters and bosses spawn at, so that it's appropriate for modern Path of Exile. The new Beyond monsters can now occasionally drop the Scourge League's tainted currency items that allow you to modify corrupted items. Details. Beyond Portals now spawns Scourge Demons instead of the old Beyond Bandits. Demons are still divided into 3 factions, and only one faction will spawn in any single instance. Cool. The base chance for a Beyond Portal to spawn when you kill a monster is now fixed at 15%. This means that multiple sources of the Beyond mechanic no longer stack. Oh, cool. Spawning a Beyond boss no longer requires killing many Beyond demons close together. Instead, once a substantial number of Beyond demons have spawned in an instance, each pack spawned grants a stacking chance for the next pack in that area to be replaced by a boss. Only one Beyond boss can spawn per instance. Once a boss is spawned, Beyond parts will no longer spawn in that instance. Beyond demons will occasionally drop tainted currency items, and Beyond bosses are guaranteed to drop multiple tainted currency. Adjustments have been made to the outcome odds for the Tainted Orb of Fusing, Tainted Jeweler's Orb, and Tainted Mythic Orb in order for these items to be suitable for core availability. Okay. All Tainted Currency items now have dedicated slots in the exotic section of the Currency Stash tab. Sextant modifiers that grant Beyond Portal chance now grant increased Beyond monster pack size instead of a chance for an additional Beyond monsters to spawn. New Beyond monsters do not drop scourged items. The following changes have been made to the Atlas passive tree as a result. The finish opulence, okay, so yeah, Atlas passive tree, yeah. It's going to be reworked, obviously. Harvest, rather than being presented by a selection of crafting options that must be used immediately, you now receive itemized tradable life force of the appropriate color. This is amazing. This life force can be used later, in your own time, at the Horticrafting bench in your hideout. Its crafting options are now priced in terms of this itemized life force currency. Tier 4 bosses are now encountered much more frequently and can drop a key to fight Oshabi. She yields special life force that can be used for a specific set of crafts. We have rebalanced all harvest crafts for the new system and have removed a bunch of filler crafts and some ones with deterministic outcomes that were incredibly RNG gated before. Some crafts have provided access to exclusive content, like the special offerings to the goddess, have been removed because these items cannot be found in more appropriate locations elsewhere in the game. The result of these changes is that when you complete a harvest, you aren't presented with 30 crafts which must be either used immediately or unsafely traded to some player you found on a community Discord server. It also means that every bit of life force you receive is going towards a craft that you actually want to use on one of your items when you're ready to use it. Your interaction with the Sacred Grove is now far simpler as well. Just enter, pick your plots, defeat the monsters, and get on with your mapping. Like with Archnemesis and Beyond, we have also addressed the monster composition of harvest fights so that it doesn't contain too many rare monster mods and so that it's of appropriate difficulty for its rewards. In addition, the rewards for harvest now scale with map quantity and pack size, incentivizing you to use your maps. Previously, the crafts you received were not scaled up at all if you played a harder map. Details, spoiler. Harvest monsters are no longer associated with specific crafting options and do not grant users of crafting options on death. Instead, monsters defeated now drop a stack of life force. Life force are tradable currency items which come in 3 types: primal, wild, and vivid, matching the 3 types of harvest monsters. Yeah, slots for these items have been added to the currency stash tab. Life force can be used at the Horticrafting station, which has been reworked in your hideout. Instead of functioning as a way to store crafts for later use, the Horticrafting station is now similar to the crafting bench, providing a list of every harvest crafting option to choose from. Each craft costs a center mounted life force to use. They can be used as many times as you like, as long as you have the necessary life force. Harvest bosses, including Oshabi Avatar Grove, are now encountered more frequently. Oshabi Avatar Grove no longer drops infused beachheads, dedication, gift, and tribute to the goddess, lures, infused engineered orbs, or feasted lands. She now has a chance to drop crystallized life force, which can be used for a specific set of crafting options. The harvest crafting options have been overhauled. Many have been rebalanced and tweaked, while others have been removed or found new homes. Harvest crafting options currently stored in horticrafting stations will be deleted upon the release of 3.19. Use them before you lose them. Dedication. Gift and tribute to the goddess now have a chance to drop from reward chests at the end of the Eternal Labyrinth. Oh, cool. Infused Beachhead unique maps now have a chance to drop from the tier 15 the Beachhead unique map boss encounter. Oh, so you have to actually... Lures and infused engineer orbs can no longer be obtained. Oh. The bumper crop notable Atlas passive no longer grants the Sacred Grove in your maps contains additional harvest. Instead, it now grants the Sacred Grove in your maps has... Okay, yeah, no. The changes in the Atlas passive. The harvest extends modifiers. Granted, plants harvested in your maps are more likely to give less common crafting options, has been replaced with a modifier that causes life force drops by harvest monsters in your maps to be duplicated. Leo's Betrayal Research Safe House Crafting Bench rewards have been replaced. They no longer randomize the numeric values of the implicit modifiers of an item, randomize the numeric values of the random modifiers of an item, or augment a rare item with a new random modifier. Instead, they now reforge the colors of, numbers of, or links between sockets of an item 50 times, using the outcome with the greatest number of less common socket colors, sockets, or linked sockets, respectively. Exalted and Dividing Orbs, yeah. That was a cool change. Divine Orbs and Exalted Orbs actually have the same drop rate, but Exalted Orbs are worth so much more in trade value because there is no easy vendor recipe for them, because they are consumed when you craft certain meta mods onto items. Out of these 2 currency items, we would actually prefer the Divine Orb effect to be rarer, so that unique items with good rolls matter more, and so that players can exalt craft their items more frequently. I fucking love this change, I love it. We are making 2 changes that will impact this. Firstly, we are changing the cost of crafting meta mods so that they cost divine orbs rather than the exalted orbs. Secondly, we are changing the 6-link vendor recipe to grant 20 orbs of fusing rather than a divine orb. Details. The prefix cannot be changed, cannot roll attack mods. Okay, so and craft now costs 2 divine orbs, the other costs 1 divine orb. And veiled modifiers that had a divine orb cost when crafted now have an exalted orb or chaos orb cost instead. Divine orbs sold by 2 hand, the Haggler or found as ritual reward now have the same cost as exalted orbs. Oh shit. The highest trinket modifiers provide a chance for your orbs to drop divine orbs instead, and highest now provide to 4% at the highest, up to 4% at the highest tier, previously 5%. The match trinket modifiers provide a chance for your orbs to drop as exalted orbs. These high trinkets modifiers and trinket modifiers that provides a chance for chaos orbs to drop as divine orbs have had their levels adjusted to match similar modifiers that provide a chance for regular orbs or chaos orbs to drop as exalted orbs. Cool. The drop rate of Forbidden Shackle, Judging Voices, Venture's Gamble, and the risk has also been increased as a result of these changes. Okay. The bestiary recipe that rerolls the numeric values of all modifiers of a rare item has been changed. Bestiary recipe, okay. It now transforms a gilded scarab into a winged scarab at the same time. What? Okay. Setting an item with 6 linked sockets to a vendor now yields 20 orbs of fusing instead of a divine orb. It's kind of good, yeah. It makes you fucking can like being able to try to 6-link items better. Rebalance of unique items. Problem: many of Path of Exile's unique items are quite underwhelming when you find them. Over the years, this had led to the amount of unique items dropped being raised, so that finding exciting unique items is still an occasional possibility. But this also further devalues the average case of finding a unique item on the ground. Solution: reduce the number of unique items dropped throughout the game. Rebalance a large number of unique items to make them much more distinctive and exciting, at least for the level at which you can first obtain them. This set of changes focuses on unique items available during the campaign, but we will consider changes to higher level unique items for future expansions. Spoiler. The chip construction, replica chip constructions, Cheetos Needle, Glitter Disc, Zara's Dilemma, Zadrus Turmoil, Roaring Legion, Spine of the First Claimant, the Peregrine, and Viper Scales and World Cover unique items can no longer drop. May they rest in peace in standard! Alright. Let me see if I used any of those. I don't think I used any of those. They're just bad. Alright. Unless specifically stated otherwise, a Divine Orb should be able to be used on existing versions of these uniques to obtain the new values of modifiers. It cannot be used to gain new modifiers. Oh, okay. The Alberon's Warpath unique boots no longer has +1 to maximum number of skeletons. Instead, it now causes your skeleton warriors to be permanent minions and follow you. Oh, shit. It also now has +13 to +19% to chaos resistance. Wow, man. This is really cool. We have a new skeleton minion build here with the Alberon's Warpath, like the first one. The Allelopathy unique gloves no longer has 20 to 30% increased damage over time and is now a satin gloves. I mean, it's just a nerf? Oh no, they changed the base. It's an oh, come on. They changed the base. It's that base that... Oh no. No. I thought it was the base that had damage over time. The Ambush Charge unique body armor no longer has gain endurance charge when you take a critical hit, critical strike. Share endurance charge with nearby party members. Origin regenerates 2% of life per second if you have been hit recently. Instead, it now has gain up to maximum endurance charges when you take a critical strike, and your nearby party members' maximum endurance charges are equal to yours. This is cool for minions, yes. The Envy unique amulet now has 10 to 15% chance to block attack damage, previously 8%. Divine Orb can be used to update existing versions of the unique to the new values. The Pep's Rage unique wand now has poisons you inflict deal damage 30 to 50% faster, previously 20%. The Araku Tiki unique amulet no longer has regenerate 1% of life per second while on low life. Instead, it now has gain elusive on reaching low life and phasing while on low life. It also now has plus under 50 to 250 evasion rating while on low life, usually 100. The problem is its own reaching, because if you make a low life build, you have to actually make a petrified blood build to which you reach low life all the time by using flasks and getting hit or using skills with life or something, so that you get to low life frequently, right? So every time, just like the adrenaline on the champion, because you have to reach low life, not be in low life. This while on low life is cool, yeah, but reaching a while on low life phasing is cool too, but gain elusive reaching low life is like The SNS Mark unique helmet no longer provides cast speed, stun block recovery, or movement speed. Instead it now has trigger a socketed spell when you attack with a bow. Oh, with a .3-second cooldown and 30 to 60% increased spell damage. These changes do not affect existing items. Another build? Entirely another build? Fuck. Alright, this is so cool. You can actually socket 4 spells in SNet's Mark and just have mana. Okay, I have lots of mana. And fucking spam your bow attacks that somehow will interact with the spell. The Ash Color unique wand no longer has chance to ignite, burning damage, or fire damage or multiplier. It now provides 10% chance to cover enemies in Ash on hit and adds 20 to 24 to 30 to 46 fire damage. It also now has 25% chance to trigger level 10 summon Raging Spirits on kill and adds 20 to 20 fire damage to spells. Okay, different. The cool thing is cover enemies in Ash on hit. It's on 10%, like really cool. The Ash range unique body armor no longer causes socketed gems to be supported by level 10 added fire or max life. Now has 75 to 150% increase in physical damage for ranged weapons, previously 10 to 15%. Wow! And minus 30 to minus 60 physical damage taken from attack hits. Holy crap! This is very good. This is very good. I mean, you don't have life. You have now just evasion. But 75 to 150 increased physical damage with ranged weapons. This is so cool. The Beast's Fur Shawl unique body armor no longer has max energy shield. It now has 120 to 160% increased energy shield. Previously 110 and 130. 10% increased damage taken. Previously 5. Wow. And 50 to 100% increased energy shield recovery rate. Previously 30 to 40. I mean, 10% increased damage taken? It's cool that the recovery rate is powerful. But 10% increased damage taken? Who will use this, man? Like, come on, I play hardcore. This will not be used. The Bitter Drink unique scepter now causes socketed gems to be supported by level 15 bone chill, hypothermia. Wow. Okay, no, yeah, this was shown. Ice bite, cold penetration, added cold damage and inspiration. Holy fucking crap. Like, everything being 15. This is a 9 link, very legit. This the replica bitter drain unique scepter. Okay, the same thing but with the replica. The Black Heart unique ring no longer provides increased global physical damage or life. It now adds chaos damage to attacks and causes you to regenerate 10 to 15 life per second. Previously 2 to 4. Very good for leveling. Very good. Cat wants to enter. No, Cat wants food. She was crying, but it was not to enter. It was food. But I'm not. Come on. Okay. Oh, I'm cold. It's so cold outside. I'm cold. Can you go to the beanbag, beautiful? Oh, yeah. Okay, she's fine. The Blood of Corruption unique amulet now has a level requirement of 5, previously 20. The Brumblejack unique body armor no longer has physical damage to attacks, now has minus 10 to minus 15 physical damage taken from attack hits. Good for leveling. Plus 30 to 6 maximum life, previously very little. And wow, okay, she sneezed and oh, it didn't. Let me see. It was on her nose. Fortunately, she licked. It's disgusting, but I mean, that's what she does now. So, plus 30 to 60 maximum life and 1000% of melee physical damage taken reflects to the attacker. Previously 40%. Okay. Existing version of this unique can be made more reflective of divine orb. The Brine Crown unique helmets no longer has 60% increased mana regeneration rate while stationary. Cold resistance or reduced cold damage. Now has plus 3% to maximum cold resistance. Alright. Cool. Different. Plus 3 to maximum cold resistance. It's definitely different. The Bring of Rain unique helmets now has socketed gems are supported by level 30 melee physical damage, faster attacks, and blind. Previously all levels. Wow, okay now. Bring of Rain is back. It also now has plus 200% to plus 200 to 300 maximum life. Previously 200 to 220. The changes to level supported gems applies to existing items, though you will need to use a Divine Orb to fix the descriptions or receive the new maximum life values. Holy shit, man. Whoa. And it really makes it for a build now. Because the damage is going to be much better with the 7 link. Of course you can have a fucking chest. But if you can get like 280, 290 or more life, max life, I think it's kind of cool. But you have to have, I mean, I would be like a champion or the block guy. Who's the block guy? The Gladiator, right? The Brisk Rep unique body armor no longer has 5% increase in movement speed or 10% increase attack speed. Instead, it now has 1% increased damage per 15 dexterity. Oh shit. Okay. It now also has 60 to 100% increase in mana recovery from flasks. And is now a sun leather body armor. The Bronze Light unique body no longer has 15% attack speed, fuse movement. It now has plus 5 to level socketed movement gems, previously 2, and 60 to 100% increased damage with movement skills, previously 35 to 50%. The Chalice of Horror's unique shield no longer has plus 5% chance to block, maximum life, or damage Lich's life against cursed enemies. Instead, it now has plus 20% chance to block attack damage from cursed enemies. Cool. And inflict decay on enemies you curse with hacks or mark skills. Dealing 700 kills damage per second for 8 seconds. It also now has a 100% chance to cause monsters to flee on block, usually 10%, and plus 3 to level socketed unique curse gems. Plus 1. So this is interesting to go for my Hex Blast build. I'm taking note of this. I'm gonna take note of this. Let's see here. Chalice of Horrors. Hex Blast. Cool. So you have DK, you have plus 20% chance to block from cursed enemies. When you block, they flee, but it's flee mechanics probably apply only for white enemies, if I'm not mistaken. The Clay Shaper unique mace no longer has minions deal additional attack physical damage, or minions have max life. Instead, it now has golems deal. Okay. Okay, golems deal a lot more attack physical damage. Just flat. 96, 220, 232, 260. Added attack physical damage. God damn it. How are you doing, cute? You want to be pet? Oh my god, pet me. Her ears are freezing, man. Because it's cold here in my city right now. So this cat really suffers when it's cold. So that's why I like to actually pet her and have her on my lap here. Come on, baby. You can stay here. Yep, you can stay here. The Cloak of Flame unique. Oh, I love the change. I love the change. Yeah, I've seen this one. They've been tweeting some of them, and this is amazing. It's now has 40% of physical damage taking as fire damage instead of 20. This is a big leap from what it was. More fire resistance and increased ignite duration. Reflects under fire damage to melee attacks. It's like cool. Corpse Walker unique boots no longer has 20. Man, my cat. Look at my cat. Corpse Walker unique boots no longer. Look at the tail. Has 10% to chance to ignite Cloak of. No. Corpse Walker. No longer has increased damage if you have considered a corpse recently, or for each nearby corpse regeneration. Instead, it now has for each nearby corpse 1% increased movement speed, and for each nearby corpse regenerate 8 life per second. Different. Man, her tail is like puffed for some reason. What is going on, cat? What is up? Why is your tail puffed? Are you scared? What's going on, baby? You're cool. She's so happy right now. So, the Covenant's unique body armor no longer has socketed gems, cost and reserve life instead of mana. Instead, it now has socketed gems are supported by level 29 added chaos damage, previously 15, and skills gain a base life cost equal to 1% of base mana cost. Cool. Different. It makes for another build, right? The Crown of the Pale King unique helmets no longer has 30% of damage you reflect to enemies when hit is gained as life. Instead, it now has 100% of damage you reflect to enemies when hit is leached as life. Different. Crown of Thorns unique helmets now grants maximum energy shield 150 to 225, previously 60 to 80. It also now has plus 25 physical damage taken from attack hits, previously 5. Existing versions of this item can be updated to new values with the divine arm. Yeah. The Sibiu's Paw unique claw now has increased cast speed, more cast speed than before, and more life gained for each enemy hit by your spells. Cool. I mean, it was a little buff. Not much though. The Darius' Courage unique shield no longer has increased global physical damage or chance to block. Now has 200 to 250% increased armor and evasion, previously 100 to 120, plus 20 to 30 to all elemental resistances, previously 10 to 20. It also now has plus 100% chance to block attack damage if you have blocked spell damage recently, and plus 100% chance to block spell damage if you have blocked attack damage recently, both previously plus 20%. What? It's not increased chance, it's chance. What is going on here? So if you block spell damage, in the next 4 seconds, you have capped block for attack damage. If you block attack damage, for the next 4 seconds, you have capped block spell damage. Like, this is weird. Looks very powerful, god damn it. Alright. The Darius' Defiance unique body, very good for low lives, right? Darius' Defiance unique body armor now has 100% increased zone slot effect, previously 60 to 100, and 2% of physical attack damage leeches life, previously 0.4 to 0.6. Cool. Death's Harp unique bow now has bow attack fires 2 additional arrows? Oh, Death's Harp. The Death Rush unique ring has been redesigned, no longer has any of its old properties. Now has recover 5% of life on kill and gain adrenaline for 3 seconds on kill. Okay, this is really cool. This does look powerful. The Deerstalker unique boots no longer has max life, and socketed gems are now supported by level 15 trap, previously 11. The Dyed Bell unique helmet no longer has increased melee damage or add physical damage attacks. Instead, it now causes skills which exert an attack to have 20 to 30% chance to not count that attack. Cool. It's good for the... what is it? Intimidating cry? Intimidating cry, right? The Demon's Teacher... I have to take this... the Dyed Bell. Dyed Bell... slams. I have to take notes of this. The Demon's Teacher unique gloves now has maximum energy shield and maximum life, both previously 57, and sacrifice 5 to 25% of life to gain that much energy shield when you cast a spell, previously 5%. A Divine Orb, okay. Shit, what the fuck. The Diala's Modifaction's unique body armor now has gem socket in red sockets, has plus 2 level, previously 1. Gem socket is green, plus 30% to quality, previously 10. And gem socket in blue, gain 100% increased experience, previously 25. The Duedris Gemini unique ring now grants 5 to 20 intelligence, previously 5 to 10. 5 to 20 to all elements resistances, previously 5. and 5 to 20 mana gain or kill. Previously 5. Existing versions. This core unique item no longer has 20% increased elements damage, or increases damage with hits and elements per curse on enemy. Instead, it now adds 37 to 71 chaos damage per curse on the enemy? Oh shit. The Adrian's Scorn? Wow. Okay, this is Hex Blast. Let me see my build. I have to check my build now. God damn it. God damn it. Look at that. Is it updated? Like, it would be great if it was updated, so that we can start to use these new unique items, dude. Come on, tell me that there's an update. Tell me that there's an update, come on. No. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, I guess. Hex Blast. My Hex Blast helmet. I use the Vertex because of the mana cost. It really helps the mana cost. So it helps with everything actually. This mana blast, this Hex Blast build even uses slow life, right? Sometimes with Petrified Blood, sometimes with Chevron's Rockets, but whatever, I can have the 6 link better. But here, so what is socketed on the helmet on my build is, let me see, body armor, helmet. Yeah, the Despair. So the Despair will cost 29 mana. But if I remove the Vortex, it costs 57 mana. So it's not a big change. And the Despair also gets +1, right? So the gems. Also the Impending Doom, right? And of course it has crazy vision rating and energy shields. It's a very fucking good helmet. But now, with the Adrian's Corn, you have 37 to 71 kills damage per curse on enemy? Holy shit, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of flat damage that will really add to the Hex Blast. That is a must now for the Hex Blast build. The Understander unique gloves no longer provide plus 32 to energy shield. Now provide 100% increased spell damage, previously 50 to 60. Reduced cast speed and plus much more intelligence. Doom Flash unique bow no longer gain 100% of weapon physical damage extra damage over random element. Instead, it now gains 100% of weapon physical damage extra damage of each element. Wow. Man, some builds are going to be very well enabled by these changes here, seriously. I have to manage the sound of the... I mean, it was fine. The last two unique boots no longer have maximum life or increased standing block recovery. It now has 20% increased movement speed, 60 to 100% increased armor and evasion, previously 40 to 60, and adds 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 kills damage to spells and attacks during any flask effect, previously 50 to 20, 25 to 30. Yeah, they just buffed it in detriment of life that it has lost in standing block recovery also. The Emperor's Vigilance unique shield no longer has max life or cannot block or have no energy shield. It now has 1000% increased armor and energy shield, previously 300 to 400%. Cool. The Ephemeral Edge unique sword no longer grants 150% increased physical damage or physical damage leached as mana. Instead, it now adds 1 to 75 to lightning damage, and has attacks with this weapon have added maximum lightning damage equal to 20% of your energy shield. What? Holy shit. Also now has 25% reduced in maximum life, previously 10%. Alright, energy shield build. Or low life build, whatever. Holy shit. 100 maximum lightning damage? Equal to 20% of your energy shield? I mean, you have to use the weapon, right? The damage of the weapon is going to be shit. So you actually have to invest a lot in energy shields to make this work. The Ezamite Peak unit helmet no longer grants global physical damage or cannot evade enemy attack. Instead, it now grants unwavering stance and 15 to 20% increased area of effect. It now also grants 75 to 100 armor, usually 15 to 25. Yeah, it's still a cool leveling and unique. Sorry. The Fairgrave's Strikehorn unique helmet no longer has increased time block recovery or maximum mana. Instead, it now has you can be touched by tormented spirits and now adds 15 to 25 cold damage to attacks, previously 6 to 12. So you gain the benefit of the tormented spirits? But it's cold, you're going to go outside and I give like 5 to 15 minutes for these cats to come back. Because it's like around this time is when my mother wakes up and she's the one in charge of giving food to the cats. I mean, I could give food, but I prefer that she controls the time. And normally is when she gets fed. So she's hungry, but she's going to be cold in 5 to 15 minutes, and this room here is pretty cool. So the Fairgrave Strikehorn allows you to gain the bonuses of tormented spirits that touch you. Cool. The Flame Sight unique helmet no longer has 10% increased elemental damage per sextant affecting the area. It now has 25 to 50% chance to scorch enemies, previously 25. The Fox Shade unique body armor no longer adds physical damage to attacks or has increased movement speed. Instead, it now provides a 1000 to evade rate while on full life, previously 500, and 30% increased movement speed while full life. Also now has damage on enemies hitting you is unlucky while you are on full life. That's cool. The Gale Sight unique helmet no longer has 10% increased damage per second effect. The area now has chance to Brittle. Joffrey's Crest unique helmets no longer has +1 to level Sakata gems or summoned and holy relics have reduced cooldown recorded rate. Now has 120, 150 increased armor in any shield, previously 60 to 80. The fire, cold, and lightning resistances modifiers now have values of +20, +30. Previously all +15 to 20. Okay. Giant's Band unique gloves now have 10% reduced attack speed, and arrows pierce 2 additional targets. It also now has. It also now adds 5 to 8 to 12 to 16 physical damage to attacks, previously 3 to 6 to 10 to 12. The Gruffcool's Pelt's unique body armor no longer has +20 to +40 cold resistance. It now has 300 to 400 increased armor and visual rating, 240 to 300 to maximum life, previously 200 to 240, and regenerates 10% of life per second, previously 5. Ooh, wow. It's a buff. The Heartbreaker unique rune dagger, which I loved, no longer has +50 to maximum energy shield. It now has +60 to 100 to maximum energy mana, energy mana, what? Previously 40 to 50, and 40 to 80% faster start of energy shield recharge, previously 10%. Holy shit. The replica Heartbreaker unique rune dagger no longer has +50 to maximum energy shield. Now has +30 to 50 to maximum life, and the same of faster start of energy shield recharge. The Heat Shiver unique helmet no longer has 20 to 30% increased cold damage if you have used a fire skill recently, or 20 to 30% increased fire damage if you have used the cold skill recently. Instead, now gain 1% of cold damage as extra fire damage per 1% chill effect on enemy. Oh. Cool. And gain 100% of cold damage as extra fire damage against frozen enemies. So it depends on the status of the enemy. If they're chilled, there's more fire damage. If they're frozen, it's 100 fire damage. The Highwayman unique ring no longer has 5% of damage leaked as life will have at least 5 total endurance, frenzy, and power charges. Instead, it now has 1% of damage leaked as life. Also now has 5 to 10% increased movement speed, and 9% chance to steal power, frenzy, and endurance charges on hit, previously 25. So he always steal charges, that's very cool. The Honor Home unique helmet now provides +2 to level Sakata gems, previously +1 2. It now adds 1 to 30 lightning damage to spell and attacks, previously 1 to 13. Existing version of this item can be updated. Dude, the music, like, I really need more music. Okay. The Ring Sorrow unique gloves, we saw it. The Hero's Truth unique amulets no longer adds 20 to 15 to 24 to 28 physical damage to attacks, or adds 11 to 15 to 38 to 28 cold damage to attacks, or has 0.8, like it changed. Instead, it now has bow attacks have Cooling Strike. It also now has 25 to 50% Glow's critical strike multiplier, previously 23 to 28, and 40 to 80 to dexterity, previously 25 to 35. The Ice Tomb unique body armor no longer has an 50% increased shield duration on enemies. Instead, now has 20% chance to freeze enemies for 1 second when hit. Different. The Gnomon unique amulet no longer provides dexterity. Instead, it now has plus 20% to light radius and nearby enemies are blinded. Oh. It now also adds 18 to 24 to 32 to 45 damage to attacks. Previously 12 to 24. The Immortal Flesh unique belt now has regenerates 200 to 350 life per second? Wow, okay. No, it was a lot before, but now this is crazy. The Inferno Mantle unique body armor no longer has 25 to 35% increase in fire damage. It now has plus 3 to level of socketed fire gems, previously plus 1. And 100% increase spell damage taken when on low mana. Oh shit, I cannot have low mana. The Calm Sign unique ring no longer grants plus 2 to 5, plus 2 to 4 life gained for each enemy hit by your attack. Instead, it now grants level 10 Enduring Cry. Cool. Kikazaru unique ring now has regenerates 3 life per level, previously 1. Existing items can be updated. Okay, Kikazaru is still very good. Kikazaru together with Immortal Flesh now for these builds. The Kintsugi unique body armor no longer has plus 60 to 80 to maximum life. It now has 35% less damage taken if you have not been... Oh, I have to see. Immortal Flesh might work. Immortal Flesh to Death's Aura. Right? That's old build. Might be good. Kintsugi no longer has max life, now has 30% less damage taken if you have not been hit recently. Previously 20. 100% increase evasion rating if you have been hit recently, previously 50%, and 120 to 60 to 160 increase your evasion rating, previously 100 to 120. Cool. But it doesn't have max life anymore. The Summon the Spectre Wolves from the Law of the Wolves unique law now attack faster. The Leader cast unique helmets now has 25% reduced damage, previously 30%. Plus 60 to 100 maximum life, previously plus 20 to 30. Plus 60 to 100 to maximum mana, previously 20 to 30. And you and nearby allies gain 50%. 50. Wow, dude. Holy crap. And you and nearby allies gain 50% increased damage, previously 15. The Lear cast is on. The Lear cast to Minion builds. Now this is a must. If before, of course, it's an animated guardian, right? Well, holy crap. Lightning Coil unique body armor now has 50% of physical damage from hits taken as lightning damage, previously 30%. Cool. The Loctonian Karaz unique gloves no longer has max life. Now provides 10 to 15% chance to gain a power frenzy or endurance charge on kill. Previously 10%. Still good for leveling, but now has it's less life now. The magnets, yeah. Yeah, 10% double damage to under strength. 5% triple damage would have 400 strength. Malakai's similar unique helmet no longer has 15 to 30% increased spell damage or increased lightning damage. Instead, it now causes spells to have 20% chance to do double damage. It also now provides 25 to 30% to lightning resistance, previously 10. It's so strong. Malachi's Vision unique helmet now has to regenerate 400 in shield per second if all equipped items are corrupted. Previously 250. You could use a Divine Orb to update this on the side, but too bad this item comes corrupted. What the fuck? The mark of the Red Covenant unique helmet no longer has minions. Uh, I have to tweet this. No, later. The mark of the red is this? No. Mark of the Red Covenant's new helmet no longer has minions have increased movement speed. Now has summoning Radiant Spirits deal 175 to 250 increased damage, much more than before. The Marohi Erki unique mace no longer adds physical damage, reduce movement speed, or socket gems of potable level 15 pulverize. It now has 15%, 25% reduced attack speed, previously 10, minus 500 to accuracy rating, previously 100, and 400 to 500% increased physical damage, previously 200 to 220. Oh, dude. Morokariki is on. Matu Otupuna unique shield no longer has spread star when you take critical strike. Instead, it now has spread star when you block. It also now has 20 to 20%. What? It also now has 20% increased effect of non-chorus auras from your skills on your minions, previously 10, and 20% increased effect of non-chorus auras from your skills, previously 10. The Maginord's Girdle unique belt now adds 10 to 20 physical damage to attacks. Okay, a little buff. Maginord's Vines unique gloves only grants 10% increased glow physical damage or regenerate 200% life per second with at least 400 strength. Instead, it now has 100% increased knockback distance. Melee hits with strike skills always knock back. Melee strike skills deal splash damage to surrounding targets. Alrighty. It also now has plus 50 to strength, previously 100. Oh shit, my heavy strike build is back. And the other one that has the one that hits yourself. Merging Nords Vice to heavy strike build. This is cool. This is actually very cool, man. Oh shit. Like things are happening. Like we have cool shit going on here. The Might Spider unique helmet no longer has cold, increased cold or lightning damage. Now has 10 to 20% of damage taken recouped as mana, previously 5 to 10, and gain 10 to 15% of maximum mana as extra maximum energy shield. Cool. Ming's Heart unique ring now has 25% reduced maximum energy shield, previously 5 to 10, 25% reduced maximum life, previously 5 to 10, and gain 40 to 6% of physical damage extra kills damage, previously 20. It's much more glass cannon, but I mean, strange. Not going to be a thing in hardcore, definitely. The Moko's Embrace unique ring no longer has 15 to 25% increased fire damage or chance to ignite. Instead, it now has all damage taken from hits can ignite you. It also has 25. Oh yeah, no, we've seen this. Montegor Grasp unique scepter. Oh come on, no, come on! I love it. This one. Now has raised zombies deal 100 to 125% more physical damage. It's just better. Holy crap. Montre. Oh shit, there's a poster here. Ghost Grasp is better. It's just a buff. It's just a sheer, like a pure buff. It was previously 180 to 100, now 100 to 125 more. And enemies killed by zombies had exploded in 50% of their life as fire damage, previously 20. Wow, dude. The Gamaho's Sign unique ring now adds 20 to 25 to 30 to 35 fire damage to spells and attacks, previously 8 to 10, 12 to 14. The Nycta's Lantern unique scepter no longer has sucked the gems. Oh, we've seen this. Very cool. And Battle Mage. The Obliteration unique wand no longer adds physical damage or increase critical strike chance. Now has gain 30 to 40% of physical damage XX or chaos damage. Cool. We might have a build for this. The Under's Clasp unique gloves now adds 1 to 4 to adds lightning damage to attacks, and grants plus 100 to 200 accuracy rate, previously 50 to 80. The Prism Web unique belt no longer has increased elemental damage with attack skills. It now has 6 to 15 to all elemental resistances. It also now adds fire damage to attacks, more fire damage to attacks, more cold damage to attacks, and more lightning damage to attacks. Cool. Replica Prism have similar changes. More. Relic Catch's Impatience unique boots no longer gain frenzy endurance or power charge once per second or your stationary. Instead, it now causes your minimum frenzy endurance and power charge to be equal to your maximum while you are stationary. Also now has 30% increased movement speed, previously 20. Cool. It's for builds that are stationary builds. Rainbow Stride unique boots no longer have increased energy shield. Now has 20% increased movement speed. Better than before. Oh, less than before. And 15 to 20% chance to block spell damage. Previously 4 to 6. Oh, now it's a spell block. Boots. Shit. Makes you slower, of course. The Rush Kaldor's Patience unique amulets no longer has a chance to freeze, shock, and ignite, or cannot gain power charges. Instead, it now has always freeze, shock, and ignite. It also now has 20% reduced duration of elemental elements on enemies, previously 20%. Increased. Oh, now it's reduced instead of increased. And items and gems have 10% increased attribute requirements, previously 10% reduced. It now has a level requirement of 48, previously 61. The Eradicate unique body armor no longer has minus 50% fire resistance or 20% increase fire damage taken. It now has plus 2 to 300 to maximum life, more than before, and 100% of fire damage from hits taken as physical damage. Usually 10%. So they removed it? Oh, cool. They improved it. I mean, you don't take fire damage anymore. From hits. From hits. You still take fire damage from dots. Like, I mean, burning ground will kill you like immediately if you don't have fire resistance. But now the fire damage is only physical damage. It's different. It's definitely different. It's different. The Breath Pith Globe unique shield now has sacrificed 10% of your life when used, or trigger a spell skill, previously 4%. 5% increased critical strike chance for spells per 100 player maximum life, previously 2%. And 5% increased spell damage per 100 player maximum life, previously 2%. Cool. But it's now much more costly to use it. Holy crap. It would be good with a low life build, I guess. The Repentance unique gloves no longer has plus 8 to 16% to maximum energy shield, or 0 to 30 reduces spell damage. Now has 6 to 12% increased strength, and 400 to 500% increased armor energy shield, previously 100 to 20 to 180. Cool. Restless Ward unique body armor now has 4% increased movement speed per frenzy charge, previously 1. Regenerates 75 life per second per endurance charge, previously 20 to 30. And 100 to 200% increased endurance, frenzy, and power charge duration, previously 100. Retaliation Charm unique amulet no longer has 25 to 40% increased damage with hits and ailments against blind enemies, 30% crit chance against blind enemies, or chance to blind enemies on crits. Instead, it now has 10 to 20% chance to gain frenzy charge on hit while blinded, and 10 to 20% chance to blind enemies on hit while attacks. Weird. Sorry. The Reverberation Rod unique one now has socketed gems are supported by level 10 controlled destruction, and socketed gems are supported by level 10 arcane surge. Alright, we have different builds coming about. The Rigwald Charge unique sword now has 15% increased movement speed if you killed recently. Yeah, I mean. The Rigwald's Crest unique ring no longer has 20 to 30% increased fire damage, or 20 to 30% increased cold damage. Now has trigger level 10 Super Spectre Wolf on kill, previously 10% chance to trigger. Oh, it's now triggers on kill. Some Spectral Wolves now attack faster. Cool. The Rhyme Gaze unique helmet no longer has 30% increased cold damage. It now has plus 50% to cold damage over time multiplier. Wow. Previously 16 to 22. 50% increased energy shield. Previously 140 to 160. Oh. Rhyme Gaze was good. Now it's shit for energy shield, but good for cold damage over time. And 25 to 75 to maximum mana. Okay, so more mana, much more cold damage over time, but much less energy shield. The Rise of the Phoenix unique shield no longer has 40 to max life. It now has 240 to 300 increased armor and shield, much more than before, and regenerate 100 to 200 life per second, previously 15 to 20. The Rough's Reach unique bow no longer has 4 to 80% increased attack speed. Now causes skills chain plus 2 times, and increase elemental damage with attack skills much more. The Sapphir's Frame unique shield now has 20 to 30% chance to block spell damage, more than before, and 20 to 30% to all elemental resistances, much more than before. The Shaper's Seed unique amulet now has 60 to 100% increased mana regeneration rate, much more than before. Regen 4% of life per second, double than before. Nearby allies gain 4% of life regeneration per second, previously 2%, and nearby allies gain 80% increased mana regeneration, previously 40%. So, cool. Different. Chevron's Space unique boots no longer has dexterity, now has under 50 to 100% increased stun and block recovery. Chevron's Revelation unique ring now has right ring slot plus 100 plus 250 to maximum mana, previously 100. Wow. Right ring slot regenerates 6% of energy per second, previously 3%. And left ring slot plus 250 to maximum energy shield, previously 100. Holy shit. Okay, I guess. The side breath unique amulet no longer has minions have movement speed or reduced mana cost of minion skills. Instead, it now has minions convert 50% of physical damage to cold damage, and minions deal no non-cold damage. It also now has minions deal 25 to 35 to 60 to 65 additional cold damage, usually 5 to 9. That's very different. It's good for fast attacking minions because of the flat cold damage here. The Singularity unique scepter now has lightning added lightning damage to spells a lot, right? 1 to 10, 250 to 200. Previously 30, 40 to 67. So it's more on the ends, like less on the minimum, more on the maximum. But like on the minimum is 4 times less, on the maximum is 3 times more. And 100% increased damage hits and aimers against hidden enemies, previously 60 to 80. It's a little buff. The Skullhead unique helmet no longer has max life or mana. It also no longer causes minions to have armor or regen life per second. Instead, now has minions have 25% chance to block spell damage, and minions recover 10% of their life when they block. Also now has minions have plus 25% chance to block attack damage. So it's a legit. It was a legit Necromancer helmet before, and it's now still a legit Necromancer helmet. Very defensive for the minions. But where's my life? GG. Come on. I liked Skull Head. I don't like it anymore for leveling. Springleaf unique shield no longer has regen life per second or life per second all life. Instead, it now has regen 30 to 50 life per second and regen 100% life per second on low life. It also now has 80% reduced freeze duration on you, previously 50. So it's much better to leveling up. Southbound unique gloves no longer grant 50% increased Herald of Ice damage. It did? It now adds 60 to 72 to 100 to 88 to 100 cold damage for attacks. Previously 36, 45, and has 100% increased freeze duration on enemies. Previously 25. Weird. The Son of Last War unique amulet now grants cast speed more and maximum mana. The Storm Charger unique boots no longer have 30% increased physical damage converted to lightning damage. Instead, it now has an affected by shock and run. Also has 1 to 40% increased movement speed, previously 20. 1 to 40? 1 to 50 increased effective lightning ailments, previously 15 to 25, and 1 to 100 increased duration of lightning ailments, previously 50%. This Storm Charger, like, we will see some crazy drops of 40, 50, 100 coming on. They are going to sell well. The Sunblast unique belt no longer has 30% to 40% increased trap damage or mana regen. Instead, it now has skills which throw traps through up to 3 additional traps. Throw traps randomly around targeted location, and traps cannot be triggered by enemies. It also now has 65 to 75 reduced trap duration, previously 80. The Tier Purity unique amulet now has a level requirement of 5, previously 20. Now provides more all attributes and more all elemental resistances. Thieves Torment unique ring now has 25 to 40% all elemental resistances, more than before, much more. The Thousand Ribbons unique body armor now adds. Oh no, yeah, I've seen this. It's much better. Thousand Thief Timo unique shield no longer has 10% of 2 damage. I'm here like for like 30 minutes only the uniques. No longer has 10% of damage you reflect on to enemies when hits gain its life. Now reflects 1,000 to 10,000 physical damage to attacks on block. Alright. Alright. Hit. Usually 1 to 1,000. It has plus 10% chance to block, previously 5%. The Thunder Fist unique gloves no longer has maximum shield or increased duration lighting ailments. It also no longer has increased stun duration on enemies or adds lightning damage to attacks. Instead, now has 150 to 20% increased evasion and energy rating, shield, and 100% increased effective lighting ailments. It also now has socketed gems are supported by level 30 added lighting damage, previously 18. The Thunder Sight unique helmet no longer has 10% increased elemental damage per second effect area, now has 25 to 50% to sap enemies. Time Class unique ring no longer has max energy shield or max mana regen. Instead now has 6 to 12% of damage taken recovers as life, and 6 to 12% of damage taken recovers as mana. It also now has minus 20 to 20% increased spell skill effect duration, previously minus 10 to 10, and 10 to 15 increase percent increased cast speed, previously 5 to 10. The Valkyra's unique gloves now has minus 5 to level socketed non-veil gems, plus 5 to level socketed veil gems, and you gain a slot for 20 seconds on using your veil skill. Yeah, I just cut my lips. I did this and I cut my lips. That is how much dry it is the weather right now. The Victorious Flight unique boots no longer has damage taken recovered as mana or increased movement speed. Oh no, I've seen this change, yeah. Oh, I think my mother woke up. Let me talk to her. I'll be back. Talk to my mother. Let's go back. The Thunder Fist unique gloves, Thunder Fist unique helmets, Diamond Clasp, Valkyries, Victorious Flight. Vol's Vision unique helmet now has regenerated 400 life per second if no kit items are corrupted. Previously 100. Wow. Dude, this is a lot of life per second. The Warped Time Piece unique amulet now has 30% increase total recovery per second from life. Mana Orange Shield Leech. Instead, it now has debuffs on you expire 100% faster. It also now has another 10 to 25 increased cast speed. Okay, more cast speed, more attack speed, and reduced skill effect duration. Cool. The Will of the Storm Sail unique shield no longer grants plus 5% chance to block or curse skills have 100% increased skill effect duration. Instead, it now grants evasion rating and lightning resistance. Like a lot of lightning resistance, 50 to 75. Also now provides 20 to 40 armor, previously 5 to 10. The Windscream unique boots no longer have increased elemental damage. Instead, it now has 50% increased area effective head skills. Cool. Definitely cool. Cool for Hex Blast, but very... I still prefer to just have it be another boots. Wonder Trap unique boots, strength, dexterity, intelligence modifier now have values of plus 5 to 30, previously 5 to 10. It also now provides plus 5 to 30 maximum shield, plus 10 to 16, and 10 to 25% increased movement speed, previously 10. Existing versions of this item can be updated to the new values with Divine Orb. Rift Lord unique helmet no longer has minions regenerate 1% of life per second or 1000 to spectrum maximum life. Instead, has cannot have non-spectrum minions and plus 2 to maximum number of specters. Oh! Wait. They still last for 2 seconds, yeah. Right? It still lasts for 20 seconds. No! No, that's not the one. Oh wow, okay. We have here Brave for Spectrum. What? Dude. Cannot have non-spectrum units and plus 2 to maximum number of spectrums. Maybe I still like my animated guardian, my summon zombies. For my summon zombies is basically your mid shield, but plus 2 to maximum number of specters, that makes my build come back. I guess it goes from I don't know. It's better. It's good. The one's multi belts now has a level requirement of 41, previously 8. Physical damage, leech as life, and mana modifiers now have values of 2%, previously 0.4. It now has 500 to 1100% increased total recovery per second from life leech, and 500 to 1100% increased total recovery per second from mana leech. It also now provides plus 20 to 30% increase to cold resistance. I mean, very cool. Fated Uniques. When Prophecy was moved from the game in 3.17, some Fated Uniques items were discontinued or merged with the normal version, and the remainder were moved to occasionally drop from map bosses. However, this drop method was always intended to be a temporary measure. Solution. The original plan was to develop a new method of making Fated Uniques items to properly replace Prophecy. However, with a second round of Fated Uniques merged with their base versions by the changes listed above, it became clear that there were not enough remaining Fated Uniques items to support such a system. We are instead just disabling Fated Unique items from dropping. Oh shit. Fated Uniques can no longer be acquired. Special modifiers on some Fated Uniques have been moved to the base version of that unique. More information can be found, blah blah blah. A note in the wind, Accused Prophet, the Mad King. Transformation and Via Power Divination cards are temporarily disabled. The existing cards cannot be turned in correctly. Added event recipe for Kabir's Avarice. Happy hunting. As a result of this, the Fated Unique Atlas passive cluster. Okay, so changes for the Atlas passives. Defense balance. The substantial changes to character defenses contained in the 3.15-16 expansion had the desired effect of encouraging players to invest more heavily in character defenses besides life stacking. We're happy with this direction, but we'll be making further changes aimed at making some of the most powerful defensive layers require more investment in improving diversity in defensive options. We are making a set of changes with this goal in 3.19, but are also considering further changes for future expansions, and we'll be refining these plans based on discussion and your feedback. Problem: spell suppression is intended. Okay, solution: reduce the values. Yeah, we've seen this. We've seen this. Okay, we've seen this in the manifesto. Problem: Arctic armor does not grant enough defensive power, substantially increase the amount of damage reduction. So yeah, we've seen this. We've seen this. Fast banner. We've seen this. Wind dancer. We've seen this. Arrow dancing. We've seen this. Word. Grasping male body fire. We've seen all of this. Passive skill that grant blind. Yeah, might ever matter. It's better now. 40%. Where's it 30? Like it's much better. Yeah, but we've seen this. Fortification. Minion balance. Lower minion base life damage. Yeah, we've seen this. Outliers. Reduce the power. Yeah, because minion monsters. Inherits. Investing minion critical strikes. Turning monsters on natural strength. Notable. Right, less reversible. Allocate more. I mean. Minions and Holy Might. Yeah, it's not bad for some builds, but we had a passive there. Granted, isn't cute. Okay. Corpse explosion skills, we've seen this. Fire trap. So I'm going to read some things that are more relevant to my playstyle, because I don't play traps, I don't play mines, I don't play many of the builds that people play that are very meta. I don't play explosive arrow, my cat passing on the floor, the rooftop, the side shelves that are very high. Casadev, blessing skills. Sniper's mark. Yeah, we've seen all of this. Oh, and we had the Veil Flame Blast. Fuck. Veil Flame Blast is really buffed now. Here my Veil Flame Blast buffed. It's pretty good. Right, Blazing Salvo buffed. Blazing Salvo buffed. Ori Totem, Haze, 3, Rejuvenation, Scorching, Shock, also ranked. Spellslinger. I mean, this is a big buff, but you'll still need a lot of added spell damage. A lot of added spell damage. Actually, a lot of added spell damage. Sorry, a lot of wand damage. A lot of wand damage. So yeah, Thunder, Aronova, Awaken, Order, Strike, Affliction, Clarity, Awaken, Hex, Touch, Blood, Sacrament, Tendency, Trickster, completely reworked. We're gonna know what kind of reworked. Chieftain, but I mean, it was chosen, got buffed, but I think still not going to be great. Because still doesn't synergize with Fist of War and is still not exertable. Right? I mean, you can see here that was chosen. No Veil Slam skill near an enemy. I think this still works for if you have a build, like if you have a build that doesn't exert slams, weird, and that with fast attacks, that will work, right? But that's going to be a little weird also. So as I mean, yeah, we've seen these changes. Target item balance, braid away augment, reservation efficiency. We've seen this, the balance manifesto. Flash charges from hits, and all skills. Chainbreaker, damage taken as Kuga's life, passive skill 3, aiming duration, avoid being stunned. Is a cat wanting to. Ah, ela quer comida, né? Breaking Bolt, Trap, Molten Shell, or Breach, Recombinators. Permanent can no longer be used on mirror items. Bringing buff, monster changes. Oh. Unstable weapons, now leave Vortex, Breach. Head boss fight longer, drops normal rate weapons, slow the fight is a bit no longer requires. Initial card changes. Crimson, Viridian, Cobalt, and Abyss use are now potential reward outcomes when turning in and stack of opposite dimensional cards. Atlas changes. Many Atlas changes. So basically, some divination cards that are added. Curac League mods. Quest changes. Virtual support, Galvanic. Oh, yeah. The supports. Explosive Archaeology. User interface. Map device now remembers which map crafting option you last use it, and is automatically selected if it is available and you have the relevant currency. Highlighting a mastery on the passive skill tree now highlights all masters at the same time. Added the ability to select which microtransaction tier to display as the maximum tier for relevant microtransactions. You can choose to have a semi-eject Maroider as the highest display tier rather than absolutely eject Maroider. The set text color alpha value in item filters now also affects the transparency of sockets and dropped items. More user interface changes, quality of life improvement will be reviewed on upcoming news posts. Trader beside change. Accessing the public exile trader website now requires you to be logged in. Very cool. Bug fixes. I'm just glad. Changes since the original post was made. Olds. Some less unique belts longer. Okay. Hey, man, that's it. That's the read. It's a long read, but that's cool. Like, I wanted to come over for the changes here. I'll be making YouTube videos and more guides adaptations and observations for this until the day of the release of the league, which I will be playing. And I am going to be playing Path of Exile during talking about Eastern time during the early morning and afternoons. And I will still be streaming open RPGs during the late afternoons and evenings. That's my plan. I plan to stream a lot because I play a lot of video games. Escapism to the fullest. Drink your water, smile, be a great person, and I see you in tonight's stream of Fallout 76 later today. Bye.